This is the Plain English Real Estate Show with your host, Rowena Patton, a show that focuses on the real estate market in terms you can easily understand. Call Rowena now. The number is 240-9962 or 1-800-570-9962. Now here's the English girl in the mountains, the agent that I would trust, Rowena Patton.
Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm so excited because we have Terry Jones here today. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning.
And apologies for last week. Guys, I'm dealing with this darn sinus thing. Every week I get on, I'm like, oh, my allergies are really bad this week. And then I realized I'd been saying that for about 6 months.
Haven't we all?
Yeah,
it's been a tremendous year for allergies. One of the worst in my life, yeah.
Well, by accident, I found out that I actually have, what do they call it? Sinus disease, which I think I think basically means your allergies have gotten out of control. So before I go to the ENT and they chop bits out of your sinus, I've learned way too much about sinuses that I never wished I knew in the last week, quite frankly. They're massive, and apparently they serve no purpose. Who knew? They think in caveman times that they made your head a bit lighter. And the great thing is Terry here is out of a nursing background. She has joined the team. People out of a nursing background make incredible real estate agents.
Oh,
wow.
And plus we get free medical advice.
We get free, exactly. So Terry can tell us everything about what sinuses are for.
Well, I didn't specialize in sinuses.
Welcome to the Real Estate News Radio Show, where we talk all about real estate, but at least you know now why I did it. I never do reruns. I do reruns maybe once a year.
Oh, couple of times in 10 years.
Yeah. I've never not made it to the show. I make it through snow, wind, hail, everything. So I apologize I wasn't here, but you may have really enjoyed the bee show.
The bees.
Yeah.
I sat here and listened to the thing again and loved it.
He's so great. Oh, my gosh. It's all about bees. You can find it on our podcast. You can go to realestatenewsradio.com. realestatenewsradio.com, click on podcast on there. All of the different shows are on there. We've been doing this for almost a couple of years now. Been putting the live shows on the podcast. Of course, this is year 11 of being here on Saturdays. So,
Wow. That's amazing. 11 years.
pretty
And
cool, hey?
600 some plus shows.
What is it? Yeah.
609, 607.
607. You wrote it down for me.
Yeah.
607 shows. So
That's awesome.
Is that a good number for you, Terry? 607?
Well, it's an odd number, so we could 608. That'll be a good number.
Well, in that case, you'll have to come on next week as well.
I'll be there.
So
Here.
What made you think about real estate? You left a medical career for real estate.
Yeah. So
Are you insane? Just kidding. Just
Yes.
kidding.
I thought insane people make good real estate agents.
Very
so
true.
I was in healthcare for 21 years as a clinical nurse. I think I got burnt out during COVID.
What's a clinical nurse? What's the difference?
It's just an associate's versus bachelor's.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And so I decided a year ago, to change careers, and I got into working more administration for Advent Health and worked as a medical staff coordinator. And that was very challenging, learning a new career at 46. And I just realized that I wanted to be out and be around people. I love people, and I wasn't getting that social interaction that my little heart desires.
Terry's definitely a people person, which, nurses, by the way, make amazing real estate agents. That's very well known. Teachers as well. Anybody that comes from the caring professions. And let's hope that most nurses are caring.
Yeah, but they also need to know when to retire when they no longer care.
Well, yes. And quite frankly, being in hospitals these days, how should we put it? Then, when you've been doing that for 10 or 20 years, I imagine you get a little burnt out.
Yeah, some do, but I think when COVID hit, it just got worse. But
yeah,
I do know that nurses coming in from school, they're very compassionate, and, because of
that's so interesting.
COVID.
Real estate agents are the same way. So people say, oh, I don't want to work with them because they're new. Well, actually, when you're new, you can be some of the best agents because you haven't got burnt out. Remember, over 70% of agents leave in year one. And something like 83% of new agents have gone in year 2. That means there's a lot of agents with no experience whatsoever that don't get a lot of experience, that get out of real estate because they don't like it, they don't feel successful in it. It's not the career they thought it would be. Everybody thinks real estate is easy. It's not hard, but it's definitely complex. There's a lot that goes on. There's a lot of steps to learn and a lot of ways to do real estate differently. So you were in nursing and you thought, I think I could earn a bit more maybe in real estate, and I want to get out around people and help people more.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think you're going to be amazing.
Thank you.
And that is exactly why you're on the team. The way it works, if you know anybody that's interested in getting their real estate license or that has their license already, we have this period when you join the team where you learn about all the leads, all the prospects, all the people that are dropping into the website, and they have questions about our listings, all the other listings on the MLS, and we get between 12 and 15 of those a day. So we're answering questions from people in New York, from Texas, from Florida, from wherever. And that's what Terry's doing right now. And even agents with a license do that too, so that you can learn our system. We also have a best-selling book on selling and buying homes, and that has a dozen programs in it. So and those programs are all designed to make it real estate easier for the consumer. They all came from my experiences. It's funny, I was telling Terry on the way here that I was in tears every third day in real estate. It was miserable. This is back in 2007 when everything was collapsing. I was so miserable. And somehow I got through it, obviously. But I really feel like all new agents should be on a team. And if you're moving to a different area, it's a really good idea. Even if you're licensed, there are other ways to do real estate. And if you have a caring team, a sort of family atmosphere around you, it gets much easier. I think that's why a lot of people say that's why they join us. They don't want to be in that big box where you just kind of get lost with all the, they're all numbers driven. So the big boxes, for example, one of them has they have to have 40 appointments a month with new agents. So they're calling agents all the time. In fact, Heather got a call the other day. Hey, Heather, how are you doing? How's your business going? I see you're newly licensed. Where are you working? Are you sure you're happy there? Blah, 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 blah. So, they're recruiting people all the time. They have to because their goal is 40 appointments. Think about that, 40 appointments a month. That's a lot.
That is a lot. That's
not the way we work. We're a small team on purpose where, you get that sort of family help, if you like. And we slow down to speed up and go through things in a very thorough manner. And we have those 12 programs that help customers, like Certified Pre-Owned, where the vast majority of our sellers, right now we just do the inspection. We don't do the appraisal and offer the home warranty, but the inspection is so killer. You're going to find out those 30 things that are wrong with your house. I know that sounds terrible. Much better to find out now. Don't fix anything. Don't do anything if you don't want to. Just disclose it. Why? Because once it's under contract, 3 or 4 weeks into that contract, you're going to be back into renegotiation, where they're going to say to you, I want $10,000, I want $20,000 off what we negotiated as the contract price, or they're going to walk, and that happens very often. Or you say, I'm not giving them $10,000. We've lived with that and this. We've lived with this in this house for 20 years. There's nothing wrong with it at all. So what? That the window's blocked up in blah blah blah. Whatever it is. That's a very common one I hear. We've lived this way for 20 years and it's never bothered us. It was this way when we moved into the house. I'm not fixing it. Well, that's fine. However, very often, over a third of the time, that causes the buyers to walk. You then end up with what's called a stigmatized listing. Everybody and their dog is calling, going, what's wrong with that house? Did it fall out? You don't want that. That hurts you. So for spending $400 or $450, depending on the size of your house, it's like an insurance policy. Fix the little knick-knacky things. Every inspector that comes in here, I think I insult them because I go, well, they're finding little things. But every inspector will tell you that as well, because a lot of the things are little. But that's their job. They're supposed to find all those things. When you disclose them up front, or you disclose them to somebody who's serious about making an offer, they can choose whether or not to put an offer in. Most of the time they choose to put the offer in, but they're not coming back to you saying, oh, there's a leak around the chimney, you need some new flashing, or therefore we want $5,000, or, whatever it is. They're not saying all this because everybody went in eyes wide open. So that's one of the programs. We've got the Love It or Leave It guarantee. We have a couple that bought with us about 5 months ago, $800,000 house. They're now getting divorced, very sadly. They decided not only is this not the place for them, they're not the people for each other, and they're thinking about, they're separating, and they want to sell the house. Guess what? They'll get it sold for free on the seller side, because we do the Love It or Leave It guarantee. We'll sell your home for free if you buy with us, and then you get at a discount on your listing for 10 years. 10 years.
That's great.
So if we're calling you, we call you our forever clients if you've bought a house with us. And we're calling you for 10 years. I mean, every day, 3 times. No, I'm kidding. So every 12 weeks or so, we'll give you a call. Every 6 months or so, we'll give you a call. Just check in how you're doing. See if you need any lawn mowers. That's people who mow lawns, not a lawnmower. Here, take a lawnmower. Go mow your own lawn. We are actually thinking about renting out equipment as well, but that's all in the future. I did see a lawnmower yesterday. We went to list a house, and there's lots of bamboo around the house, and the bamboo had grown up through the lawnmower, so we couldn't get the lawnmower out. Isn't that wild?
That is wild. Wow.
You know that big bamboo that's like 20 foot high?
It'll take over a car. It's
It was
massive.
wild. It was absolutely wild. Terry, I think you should give us a little trivia. What do you think about that?
All
Not
right.
only is Terry a radio virgin, she's going to give us some trivia.
All right, Okay, so it's weird that you guys call it cola out here, because where I grew up, we call it pop.
Yep.
And
Me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Everybody makes fun of me.
Why don't you tell people where you're from?
So originally I'm from California.
Because you talk funny.
I do, yes.
Unlike me.
I
I don't have an
pronounce-
accent at all.
I pronounce words incorrectly all the time. So California, I grew up there surfing, and then ended up in Washington State where I went to college. And from there, went to Chicago for 20 years, then ended up out here a year and a half ago.
Where do you think the main part of your accent came from? Maybe that should be a trivia question.
The Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Northern California. The two combined, or I don't even know how to explain it.
Okay, surfer girl.
Surf girl, yep. Okay, on to trivia. All right, North Carolina is the birthplace for which soda company?
Ooh, pop company, you mean?
Yep, for which pop company? A, Coca-Cola, B, Pepsi-Cola, or C, Dr. Pepper?
Ooh, and the number is 1-800-570-9962 if you're calling in from Mars. And if you're calling locally, 828. I nearly forgot our area code then. I need some more of this delicious coffee you made me, Randy. 828-240-9962. So 240-9962. Read it again, Terry. Now
All
we've
right.
got the numbers.
North Carolina is the birthplace for which pop company?
She said
A,
pop.
Coca-Cola, B, Pepsi-Cola, C, Dr. Pepper.
I know. I'm not allowed to do it, though. And, of course, the prizes are a wonderful free cocktail in that yummy, yummy restaurant. Ask for the Queen's table or sit at the chef's table. Jargon in West Asheville. They
That
make
sounds good.
amazing cocktails, and I love that restaurant. And French fries. Thank you, Eddie Sasser. $25 gift voucher from Eddie. He does actually own French fries. He's not some random guy on the street. So French fries. Where's French fries? You know where
French fries is on Hendersonville Road.
At Long Shoals.
Well, yeah,
Long
what-
Shoals, yep.
next door to the Exxon, which is also
And
Eddie Sasser's.
I do know he cuts a tremendous amount of potatoes daily.
I'm not going to ask how you know that, but $25 gift voucher from Eddie Sasser. Thank you, Eddie, at French Fries. You can take the whole family in for dinner for $25 there. Or Sunshine Trading Company. They are amazing. They're behind 12 Bones. They have got a free handmade mask for you. And we want to give a shout out today to a local restaurant in Fletcher. Go ahead, Terry.
All right. So I'd like to give a shout out to Johnny Mac's Low Country Grill and Barbecue. They've got some great barbecue, great comfort food, and they are located 3885 Hendersonville Road in Fletcher. If you're looking for some good barbecue, family setting, great service, I would say give them a try.
What's their opening times?
They open at 11:30.
So you can go for
Sunday,
lunch or dinner.
Huh?
Lunch or dinner.
Lunch or dinner,
Yeah.
yep. 11:30 to 8, Tuesday through Saturday. Yeah.
I might just have to try that on the way home.
We should.
So I think we have Elaine calling in. Good morning, Elaine. How are you doing this morning?
Morning.
Where are you calling in from today, darling?
Candler. I get your emails all the time.
Oh my gosh. What's the weather like in Candler?
Lovely.
Do those emails bug you, Elaine? Am I bugging you with the emails?
No, I'll go in there and look at your emails all the time and look at the homes you've sold already. And
Oh, so you must be thinking about selling your home or wanted a value, because we send out, and I'm saying this so everybody else knows as well, we do something called a market watch for you, which allows you to look at all the homes that are selling that are similar to yours, so you can just watch the value and see what on earth is going on in the market. That if you're getting those sold properties, that's why. So they're most likely, they're similar to your homes. So I'm glad you're getting those, my darling, and we're ready for you whenever you want to sell, whether it's now or in 10 years' time.
it may be 10 years.
That's all right. Where will you go in 10 years' time, Elaine?
Probably up here to Pisgah Manor.
Oh, okay. Got it. Pisgah Manor. Cool.
That's the assisted living.
Well, I'm so glad you told me that, because actually our show today, if we ever get around to it, you've heard us before, we get around to what we're supposed to be talking about sometimes, and assisted living is part of it. We're talking about baby boomers who are 58 and up. We think about baby boomers as being 70-year-old, but they're not. They're 58 and up. And what that means, and we have a lot of clients going into assisted living properties, and we're developing a list of those, and we are helping people with it. We've been doing this for years. We've just never put it into a full program, because when you go into assisted living, when you, oh my gosh, in your 50s, first off, you don't want a house with stairs. Your kids are at college. You got this big old house. You're clinging onto it because you've got all your memories and all your stuff. For many people, 20 years later, they've still got that big old house. They've been heating and cooling and not wanting to clean upstairs for all that time. And then it's even more difficult to clear all that stuff out that, we collect over life. And then, of course, when you guys have a property that comes up in any kind of assisted living facility, then, you've got 90 days, basically, to get in and get your home sold. So we do so much marketing that we not only help them get their home sold, we help them with house clearing. We help them with how to value it. Maybe, there are siblings or there are kids involved that are all concerned that, it's being sold cheap or of lower value than it should be because you've only got 90 days. There's a lot to think about when you're in that mode. And we've helped many, many people get into assisted living, but it's something very different than just selling a house. So I'm glad you.
True.
So we need to come and see you clearly, Elaine, at Pisgah, and get your whole business model, because that's the other thing. We have a lot of people thinking about assisted living.
I'm not at Pisgah. I'm on Caledonia Drive, which is up above Inca Middle School.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But we were thinking that if we move, that'd probably be the next move.
I see. Yeah, I gotcha. And so do you?
I know whenever I was growing up, I was a tiny little thing I always heard my granddaddy say. He said, the next move I take, the Undertaker's going to come get me.
My grandfather always said that too. My granddad always said, the next move I make, they're carrying me out of here in a box. Yes. It's funny, isn't it? As you get older,
It is funny.
almost becomes amusing.
Guess what? It ended up being true.
He also used to say, I can't believe this is all coming back to me right now. It's not the cough that carries you off, it's the coffin they carry you off in.
That's great.
It's a good one, and a little tongue twister there.
Yeah, that's cute.
So, my darling, do you have an answer to our trivia today?
It's Pepsi.
Yay!
Ding,
I
ding,
nearly couldn't
ding.
find my bell then. Good job. So which prize do you think you'll choose there?
Now, you'll it was so long ago, you'll have to run those by me.
That's
again.
okay. So you sound like a cocktail lady to me at Jargon and West Asheville. There's also a $25 gift voucher with French fries. There's a free mask at Sunshine Trading. And I'm sure Will at Johnny Mac's will do a little something for you if you're in the Fletcher area.
No, like I said, I'm here in Candler, but Fletcher's not that far away.
There you go. Get on down to Johnny Mac's and say we sent you. The secret is Will's probably listening.
Probably.
He's a friend of ours, and he's just a great guy, and they have amazing food in there. And we need some.
Well, we haven't been to Johnny Mac's. We've been to a lot of places. That's our favorite thing to do is eat out.
Yeah, it's tucked back there as well. Isn't it by the lamp place, Terry? Where
It
they
is.
Yeah, so if you need
Yeah.
any lamps fixing, it's right next door. There's all kinds of stuff down there. In fact, is it called Mathala's? The Jewelers just moved there from Biltmore Park. So much is moving to Fletcher. Absolutely beautiful jewelry store. They make a lot of their jewelry themselves. He's a master jeweler. They'll make you rings, make you fix your jewelry. But they have some incredible, tailored jewelry in there. I don't know what you call jewelry that they make themselves, but very creative stuff. Mathala's, it's called On the Way Down. United Federal, if you're a customer with them, they have the best United Federal store down there, the office down there that you could ever wish for. They're all great, but that one's particularly good. There's a lot of really cool things going on in Fletcher that's exploding down there. And you can get your lamps fixed right next door to Johnny Mac's and go down and get some yum food. Do you know what's on the menu, Terry? I know you've been in there before.
Yep. So I just got a text from Will, and he said, Elaine, absolutely, he would hook you up. It's Cajun and barbecue. They've got ribs, shrimp and grits.
Ooh, shrimp and grits.
Yeah. I haven't
do
had
not
that
like
yet.
grits.
What's that?
I said I do not like grits. I think I'd starve to death before I'd eat them.
All right, so we're going to just erase that.
The shrimp po' boy is really good.
You've had the shrimp po' boy there?
Yes, I have.
You've been to Johnny Mac's?
Yes, I have.
So Randy, our producer, has been there.
I
Okay.
can handle shrimp. It's just grits I can't handle.
Oh, what? And I noticed they recently started doing the soft-shelled crab sandwiches again.
What? Mm-hmm. In Johnny Mac's, you can get soft-shell crabs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm
you
going
get-
on the way home.
Yeah. It's great
that
food.
reminds me. I have not seen soft shell crabs anywhere in years. We used to go down to Myrtle Beach and down in that area, and they had a soft shell crab festival once a year, and I loved going down there.
I love that. I first was introduced to them in D.C. Do you know what soft-shell crabs are?
Yes,
I don't.
It's when they shed
it's
their...
a soft shell crabs are the crabs that are newly formed before they have created their hard shell.
Well, it's when it's when they grow. They have to shed their shell to grow the new one. So we're picking up their little bodies before they've got the new shell on them. That's what makes them so yummy, because you got the whole thing there. Yeah. And man, are they tasty.
So I got some great news. Will did mention that anybody that mentions this show, they'll get 15% off their meal.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, go into Johnny Mac's today and get 15%. Anyone?
Anyone who mentions they heard it on this show.
Oh my gosh, go into Johnny Mac's. Do they have to go today, or is there a limit on that? He's going to get inundated now for a month. People going in.
Right is that on Hendersonville Highway?
It is right by Howard Gap and Hendersonville Road. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the address again?
The address is...
She's going to pull it up for you while we get to it.
It is 3885 Hendersonville Road in Fletcher.
3885 Hendersonville Road.
85 Hendersonville Road.
And just Google Johnny Mac's. You sound like you're 26, Elaine, so you can just Google Johnny Mac's.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea about the soft shell crab and everything else. All right, my darling. So sounds like you're going down there, so that makes it real easy. If you decide not to, or you want something else, realestatenewsradio.com, click on win a prize and choose your prize in there. That's how we keep track of everybody. But yeah, 15% I'll let you go, Elaine. You have a great
So
day
that's
out there in Candler.
for today.
That's for today.
15%. Yep.
15% today. Go get it, Elaine.
All right.
All right,
Enjoy,
darling.
Elaine.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Bye. It's so nice when we get a trivia winner like that. That's very generous. 15% off
That is very generous.
for the day. What time does he close tonight?
I believe 7:30.
Get 7:30. So get on into Johnny Mac's. Go get your soft shell crabs. I have no. I thought he did burgers and hot dogs. Or
Oh
something.
no,
I
no.
had no idea.
The menu is quite impressive.
I meant to ask Elaine. I wonder if she's ever had cheesy grits. When I first came here, I was not a fan of grits either. I didn't understand them. It just felt like a blob of white stuff with not a lot of flavour in it.
Yeah.
But grits, to me, are kind of like mashed potato or spaghetti or anything else that what I call a flavour delivery system. So when you take grits and you put cheese in them.
Oh, my first was Gouda grits.
Ooh.
Those are my favorite. Yeah, and
Gouda
I'm like
grits?
you. I do. Growing up, I couldn't stand them because my parents would put just a little bit of butter in it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
really want me?
yeah.
That's not even
White
edible.
blob. Yeah,
Same
exactly.
here. Same here.
So also try cooking them. I'm known as the bleach queen. I use Clorox and everything, but I also
Not in grits. No.
Clorox them because they get really shiny white. It's wonderful. But I also use broth in everything. So cook you if you boil your potatoes in broth too, it makes for amazing mashed potatoes. But
Chicken broth.
any
Chicken
old
stock.
broth,
Yeah.
any old stock that you've got. But cook your grits in it. Oh my gosh.
I've saw in the cooking shows they cook them in milk. A lot
Yeah.
of people cook them in milk.
Makes them creamy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of like the cheese, but a little more healthy, probably. Who cares about healthy? Here's the thing about healthy, right? So when I'm feeling a bit under the weather, I've been dealing with all this sinus nonsense going on, and it affects your breathing and everything. I let my diet, which I'm never really on a diet, go. Because I just want to eat what I want to eat because I'm feeling under the weather anyway. Because here's the thing. They say that, you've got to keep healthy by eating healthy. What about my healthy brain? What about feeling good? Isn't that important? I'm talking to a nurse here, right? So
Comfort food.
exactly, that's why it's called comfort food. You
Exactly.
feel better. So when I'm feeling crappy or under the weather, I want to feel better. So I'm going to eat something that makes me feel better.
Not out of the norm at all,
See?
I believe.
That's normal.
What do you think, Terry?
I think that's normal.
You know what makes me feel better than anything is a hot toddy.
Oh,
I love hot toddies. I have a recipe for hot toddies on our blog, actually.
do you?
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
It's amazing. It's so I can make you one.
Okay.
It's basically tea. You can use coffee if you want. It's more like an Irish coffee then. But the important ingredients is a bunch of lemon juice. Like squeeze a whole lemon in it.
I thought it was the brandy.
It's definitely the brandy. You can use brandy. You can use whiskey. You want to use a heavy liquor. But the important ingredients as well as the liquor are honey. So, they say that honey
coats the
helps you.
throat,
But it's
yeah.
got to be a local honey because that helps you with allergies,
Right.
to local flowers. Many honeys aren't local, therefore it's not helping you with your allergies. But whatever, if you got honey in the fridge and a cheap little bear, which is usually what I've got, just squeeze that into
The bear honey.
You need a lot of honey because your sticky little bear where you can barely get the cap off anymore. Squeeze in half your bear, those little bears, to the cup, and then and you can, if you buy this right, go to the Hispanic aisle in Ingalls or wherever and buy the big pack of cinnamon sticks.
Oh,
It's so much cheaper. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
All the tips you get on the real estate show.
I didn't know where those things came from. Cinnamon sticks. You get them in Ingalls or the grocery store.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But if you look in the spice thing, you'll get like 4 little sticks for $6. If you go in the Spanish aisle, you can get a big pack of them. It's like 20 of them, and they're sticks. They keep for quite a while. And you put a stick in because that puts the cinnamon in it.
and you just leave it in?
You just leave it in there. You just kind of stir it up in
Okay.
it. It gives it a little cinnamon flavour. But the very important thing is cloves. The cloves, the honey, and the lemon juice are really what do it. And I'm telling you, you'll feel so good when you've had this. Not just because you feel a little sozzled, I promise. There is nothing better when you've got allergies or breathing issues or anything else. Now, if you were an alcoholic and you've managed to stop drinking for the last 20 years, you probably don't want to do this. However, just leave the alcohol out.
What's the ratio to honey and lemon with the alcohol?
So do a shot or two of the alcohol. Depends what your tolerance is.
2, okay.
Or whether you've got your whatever it is, you get your little disc when you've managed to stop drinking for all that time. Leave it out then. So if your tolerance is high, do 2 shots. And then, use what you've got. I always believe that. If you've got a fresh lemon, that's fantastic. But don't go, I'm not going to make one because I've only got my squeezy lemon. Squeeze about, if you've got that yellow squeezy lemon, the Jif one, about 1/3 of that in there.
Okay.
Or I always keep actually, another top tip here. Buy the frozen juice. You know where you buy frozen juice in the grocery store? The frozen OJ and the frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go there, and there is frozen lime juice and frozen lemon juice in these little bottles. It's just nothing in it, no preservatives, no nothing, and it's made by that big brand that makes all of the fruit juice. It's just little bottles, and you keep them in the freezer. So anytime you need lemon juice or lime juice, it's in the freezer.
That's brilliant.
It's killer, and it's like $2 or something for the whole bottle.
Wow,
it's really, really cool.
good tip.
Yeah, they're in a little. It comes in a box for some unknown reason.
Okay.
I've always got 3 or 4 of them in the freezer. If you're baking or whatever, or just need lemon juice or lime juice, it's right there and fresh, and there's no preservatives in it. And in the freezer, it keeps. You take it out, it lasts 2 weeks. So you'd put about 1/3 of one of those in. It's not very accurate, is it? Maybe like 1/3 of a cup or something, if that helps. 2 shots of alcohol. The honey is really to taste because it's bitter because of the lemon, but it becomes very sweet. Do you know what the cloves do?
I do not.
Do you know that dentists used to use clove oil before they had any anesthesia?
Oh, so it's like numbing. A numbing agent?
Yeah.
Okay.
It numbs. Oh. That's why clove oil, when you've got, if you go in, it's the most ridiculous show ever. What has this got to do with real estate?
Are you all saying that Terry's here today?
I mean, really, guys, if you have any real estate questions, give us a call, 828-240-9962.
Get us on topic.
You're bored, get us on topic if you're bored of us talking about clove oil. If you go into a Walgreens or, any of those stores, and you go into the dental aisle, you see clove oil. And most people hate the taste of it because dentists actually, before they put a crown on or something, that disgusting taste, that's clove.
They do, yeah. The filler.
It's got clove oil in it. It's
yeah.
disgusting. It really tastes bad. However, when you put it in your drink, you just put whole cloves in there.
Okay.
And you really can't taste it. By the time you got all that, think about it. You've got alcohol in there. You've got lemon juice.
I don't mind the taste of cloves.
No, they used to have chewing gum, clove chewing gum. Yeah.
Clove cigarettes, too.
Did they?
Remember those? Yeah.
But you're right, a toddy will make you feel better. I was doing a radio show one time, 6 o'clock in the morning, me and this other guy, we were sick.
Wait, 6 o'clock in the morning?
It's 6 o'clock in the morning. We're both coughing, and we tried to go, and someone had given me a pint jar of moonshine.
Ooh.
The real stuff.
Ooh.
And had blueberries in the bottom of it.
We won't talk about who gave that to you.
No. And the statutes run out about being drunk on the radio. But I took half that pint and handed it across to Hollywood, and he finished it off. In about 15 minutes, he said, I believe I do feel better. And we had a great show.
It really, I think it just relaxes everything.
Oh,
well, obviously, But seriously, on the hot toddy, the lemon juice, the cloves, it really, really works, and it makes you feel warm through to the core.
Right.
Better sleep than I've ever had in my life when I have a hot toddy.
Well, I can't wait for you to make one for me.
I will absolutely make one for you. I make it in the microwave, actually. I stick a tea bag in the microwave, a couple of tea bags maybe. I stick the cinnamon stick in there and the cloves, but I don't put the alcohol in until afterwards because I don't want the alcohol microwaved out.
Right, that can happen.
Did I actually say that on the air?
That was on the air.
It's the only alcohol I drink when I'm feeling under the weather and I have a hot toddy. Honest, Governor. Yeah, absolutely.
Honest, Governor.
So, let's have another trivia question,
all right,
Terry, because that was fun.
Okay.
Are you still nervous about being on the radio, or are you getting?
Yeah, my hands are still very sweaty.
Oh.
All right. Trivia question number 2. What is the most visited national park in the U.S.? A, Great Smoky Mountains National Park, North Carolina and Tennessee. B, Grand Canyon National Park, Arizona. C, I'm going to butcher this word, Yosemite National Park, California.
No, it's Yosemite. No, just kidding.
Yosemite. D, Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado.
What could we call? Yosemite. That's it.
Okay.
I'm
Yep.
kidding.
Yosemite.
Definitely kidding.
The Y could be silent.
Osemite.
Osemite.
Makes
Yeah.
me think of Vegemite from Australia.
Yeah, actually, I'm a little shocked at which is the correct answer on that one.
Wow. It's amazing, isn't it?
That is amazing. I thought it was going to be the what I thought was the obvious one on there. So the most visited national park, Great Smoky Mountains, the Grand Canyon, Yosemite. It's always going to be known as that now. Or the Rocky Mountain National. I thought one of those was really obvious, and it's not, believe it or not. 240-9962, 240-9962. If you are local, if you are calling in from Mars, and that would include Florida and Texas, and we've had South Africa before, we've had a UK before, we've had a Germany before. It is 800-570-9962 if you know the answer to that one. So I'm going to embarrass Terry now for a second.
Oh boy, here we go.
We don't have any more spider bites here than anywhere else in the country. However,
boy.
she did deal with a little spider bite yesterday. So do we know what kind of spider it was?
Well, we know it's not a brown recluse because half
'Cause
of
you're
my
still
face is not missing this morning.
It's not, no. Your face looks as beautiful as ever, and there's nothing has fallen off that I can tell, at least.
Not yet. So yesterday I woke up with this awful, painful, pussy bite on the side of my nose. Yeah, it was pretty scary. I told Ro, I said, if I lose half of my face, it won't be good for sales later on when I do get...
Well, you might be surprised.
Sympathy
really.
sales, yeah.
It's
I
like,
think
poor
that should
girl,
be
we
a
want to work
thing.
with her,
I know.
right?
That should be a thing, sympathy sales.
Yeah, really. This is a terrible segue, but I do want to talk about Homes for Heroes for a second. That's definitely not sympathy. That is thank you to everybody who serves us. Firefighters, healthcare professionals, as Terry used to be in that profession, educators, veterans, police, and, of course, active military. Buying or selling a house, you get a big old discount. It's 25% less on your listing commission, so, you get to sell it for a lot less. And if you're buying, you get a check back. 25% of whatever we earn. It's an average of about $3,000 in a rebate check or lowered commission when you're selling your house. But of course, it depends on, given it's 25% of our commission, it depends on the price of the house. And we've given back over $800,000. Guys, we're a small team. That's about what Ingalls gives back in a year, I think, probably even more. We're trying to get to $1 million. I've been saying this for years now. We're trying to get to $1 million as quickly as we can. We've got 200,000 to go. The only way we can give you $200,000 is when you buy and sell with us. So if you're in any of those professions, quite frankly, why wouldn't you? We need to get it out to the hospitals, Terry, because a lot of the hospitals don't know about this, and I cannot tell you, if I had $1 for every time a nurse or a doctor said to me, oh my gosh, I just bought a house, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
Because they lost out on that money. That's horrible. So healthcare professionals, anybody with a healthcare license, firefighters, educators, teachers, professors, veterans, police, let them know. Let them know if you've got friends who are in those professions. And of course, if you do it yourself, then definitely give us a call. 828-333-4483. Rowena Patton, All-Star Powerhouse. Just look at Rowena Patton. We'll pop up all over the place. And we'll get you with the right people. If it's not me, to sell it. Great one to do. And we were talking to Elaine earlier, as you know, about, she's on what we call a market watch. So even if you're not ready for 10 years, you want to watch the market. Now, if you are going to be ready in 2 to 3 years, I would say let's talk now, because that is likely to be the bottom of the market. What you don't want to do, especially if you're going into a rental, assisted living, or I don't know, going to Puerto Rico or something. You don't want to be at the bottom of the market when you do that, which is going to be statistically 3.5 to 5 years. So if that's your time frame, we need to talk now. We need to look at what that looks like. It could be that we sell your house to an investor who holds it as a rental and you rent it back for 3 years, right? But you get money to put in your pocket so that if that unit comes up, or if you're moving, whatever your situation is, if there is any way we can find you that you can move now, you're going to get more money out of your house, because we have already shifted, guys. I've been telling you this for about the last 2 years, if not longer. The market's going to shift. That's natural. 7 to 11 years, that's a cycle. It's normal. It happens all the time. 7 to 11 years. The last one was a 14-year cycle. This one may be shorter, longer, but the average is 7 to 11 years. That means that's until your house is probably worth more than it's worth now. However, we've got to go all the way down and all the way back up. Normal economic cycle. Good morning, Jim. Where are you calling in from this morning?
Well, I'm actually driving down the road, and I had just turned you on and expecting a little bit of real estate information, but I thought, man, I've got the wrong channel. We've got tips on how to do a hot toddy. So I think you need to do a whole segment, because I learned some good stuff from what you said.
Oh, so many people tell me that, and sometimes people go, oh, you're not talking about real estate. But most often people say it's more of an entertainment show sprinkled with real estate, because I think it'd be it's kind of like listening to a financial services show or any of those shows where it's just like, oh, here's my latest listing. It would kind of get boring 11 years in, I think. So Thank you for that, Jim. I hope you enjoyed the hot toddy.
You've got a whole new show in the infant stages there. I think there's a possibility here. So,
what do you think?
Anyway,
a drink show?
I haven't heard much of your show, but I did hear the latest tip there. So my answer is Smoky Mountains. Here in Western North Carolina.
Yay!
You're a winner.
I thought it'd be the Grand Canyon. I was kind of shocked when I saw that answer, because you think, gosh, so many people go to the Grand Canyon. Isn't that amazing?
I thought it would have been Yosemite.
Do you hear what she's saying about Yosemite? We're calling it all kinds of things because, we do have some funny pronunciations. Can you tell me why it's Arkansas and not Arkansas? I've never figured that one out either. So, Jim, where do you live these days?
Did we lose Jim?
I think I lost Jim.
I think Jim's traveled out of our
Jim's driving down the road, and his cell phone's gone out or something like that. Hopefully you can still hear us, Jim. We love you. Thank you for calling in today. RealEstateNewsRadio.com. Click on Won a Prize. You know what it was? Jim had too many of those hot toddies. I hope he's not really driving.
I hope he pulled over when he was making them.
Yeah, me too. What if he had them before he left? Oh no, we're all worried about you now, Jim. Well, thank you for calling in, darling. We appreciate you. So what did you think about the Homes for Heroes program, Terry? You were in the nursing profession. You were in the healthcare.
Yeah. I think it's wonderful. It's a great way to support all the first responders and frontliners and
give back.
And to give back, exactly.
And that's where it came from when I started out in real estate in 2007 here. I've been here for nearly 27 years now, but I've been here for many, many of those years. And when I started out in 2007 here, I started to create this program so that we could give back to community service. And then I found Homes for Heroes, and I thought, well, they've done it already. And we do pay them an extra 5%. Doesn't come from the client part, comes from our part, on top of what we give to clients. But nonetheless, it's worth it to have somebody else do all of that work. So we're very, very happy to support you if you're in any of those professions. Quite frankly, we'll support you if you're not. If you're not in any of those professions, that's it. You'll get terrible service from All Star Powerhouse. We are going to take a look at a listing that just came on. We've got a couple that are coming soon. As soon as they go live, we'll start talking about those. We've got 23 Avery's Drive. That's actually out in Etowah.
Oh, okay.
It is about 12 minutes, and I tracked it. That's not real to speak. I tracked it. 12 minutes to downtown Hendersonville. The cool thing about this, there's a few cool things about it. The bottom of the house is brick, which I don't know. I always love brick. Maybe it's me. It's almost an acre. It's 0.9 acres. 2 bedroom, 1 bath. There's another room downstairs you could easily convert to a bedroom. But this one has 2 metal buildings. It has a 3-bay garage plus another metal building that's a 2-bay garage. The 3-bay has enough room for an RV. And they're tucked at the back, so, you don't pull up to your home and there's all these metal buildings everywhere. You can't even see them. They're around the corner. This is the one with all that bamboo, actually. And then you've got a big flat yard. Also, it's got a double-car garage. One side of the garage, it's not really converted. You could easily use it as a garage if you wanted to. It's heated and finished and insulated, and the previous owners used it as a home office. There's also another office at the back of the house. So you've got all these, and the 2-bay garage is a workshop. So anybody that has a bunch of cars, bikes, workshop, hobbies, this is a great house for you. 0.9, 12 minutes from downtown Hendersonville. Pretty cool.
Sounds amazing.
$339.
Wow.
That's a great price on that. We also have $550 in Fletcher. That is in Meadowwood. This is a great house. I've been there a number of times. Really pretty house, all naturalized as well. That's going to be on the market the end of August. And we've also got 465. That's going to be on market on the 27th. That's going to go live. But you can see these already. Just go to mountainhomehunt.com, mountainhomehunt.com. And all you got to do is go to search. It's the black bar at the top. Search our listings. These will all pop up. So the one in Candler is 465. That's a 3.2, 0.45 acres. So that's almost half an acre. 3.2, 1,823 square feet. And that is in Pinnacle Valley in Candler. You can save those as favorites. That one was built in 2013, so much newer. And you can save them as favorites so that the minute coming soon just means it's on the MLS already. So any of you who are thinking about selling, maybe you're thinking about doing this or that to your house, first off, we have crested the market already. So quit thinking about doing this and that. That's probably what I'll tell you. Put down your paintbrush, put down all that little stuff, maybe some little knick-knacky things you can do, but I can help you with that. I've remodeled or, done from scratch 42 properties myself over the years. So I know what things cost, or at least can give you a good estimate. I can price your home accurately because, for example, if it's 500 tops and it's spanking new, and your house isn't, and it needs a new kitchen, the ceiling's falling in, or the cabinet doors are falling off, or the formica's cracked, or whatever it is, and it could be $500,000, then you can leave the kitchen as it is, but we know it's going to cost minimum $25,000 to put a new kitchen in. So we back out all that pricing. I did this just recently, and I can show you how to back all that out to get a realistic price, but you need to get it out there now. I can't say that heavily enough, and it's not like, I've had people go, oh, we're just going to do it in the spring. That's the worst possible time to think of doing that now. Yes, traditionally, that's the way it's always done. We put our houses on the market in the spring. Listen, guys, we've crested the market. The market's slowed down. Less showings are happening on homes. More homes, 2-3 times as many homes are available on the market. You've got more competition. Your price is going to go down at some point. It just is. It's natural. It's normal. We're not going into a Great Depression or anything like that. It's just normal. Let's face it, if prices didn't start going down a little bit, nobody would ever be able to afford a house. Because houses have doubled in the last 12 years. Well, have our salaries doubled? Absolutely
no.
not. In most cases, they've gone down because of the crazy rate of inflation right now, which doesn't help at all. Obviously, inflation doesn't help anybody. I'm sure it helps someone. I can't think of who it would help. Who does inflation help? No one. No, your money.
I can't think of
it means your
anyone.
money's being devalued. Your money's worth less. So I'm sure it helps someone somewhere.
Banks.
Inflation? How does it help them?
They charge more interest.
Not necessarily, but you're right in a way because the interest rate is
Credit
used
cards, yeah.
to control inflation.
Right.
At some point, I mean, most people think that the government left it way too late. The Feds left it way too late to increase interest, and they went up too many points too quickly, because now everybody's like, oh my gosh. If you're a seller, think about offering buying down points for the buyers. So we've got all kinds of strategies for you guys. If you've been sitting on the market for a while, if you're already listed, for example, think about, many of you, your houses have doubled or tripled since you've owned them. So you might have 300, 400, 500, 200 maybe in equity. So you offering 10 or 15,000 with a full price offer to buy down a point or two. Buying down a point means you're lowering the interest rate for the buyer. That's a great way to get the buyers in. We've got all kinds of strategies for you to help you get more buyers if your house has been sitting. And guess what? There are. I mean, people just don't believe this. Oh, there's no houses on the market. Yes, there are. And an awful lot of them have been sitting for a long time. If you're looking for land, I was looking for land last night with water and city sewer, and there's plenty that have been on for over 1,000 days. That's over 3 years.
Wow.
There's lots of property out there. So start thinking about offering, if your house has been sitting for a little bit, or if maybe your house isn't in tip-top condition, and maybe your house, listen, if you're a hoarder and your blinds don't work, your windows are a little broken, you don't have heat in the house, we can still get your home sold. Quit sitting there going, my honey-do list has been on the list for 12 years and I haven't done anything. Let us just get you out of there, because you still can, especially if you're in the lower price points, get out right now. You don't have to do all that stuff. A lot of people are like, we'll take the winter to do it. Quit procrastinating right now. I say this with love because I want you to get the most equity out of your house. Otherwise, the money you get out will be much lower. If I have another seller say to me, oh my gosh, we missed the boat. No, you never miss the boat. People always sell and people always buy houses. We have kids, we need a bigger house. Our parents get sick somewhere else, or we have to go and take care of them. It might be that we want to be around our grandkids, so the grandparents move from another state to be here. We have people here moving from Florida, from Texas, from California, from D.C.,
from Chicago,
from New York, from Chicago, absolutely, all the time. And we definitely specialize in bringing in those people, especially with our walking tour videos. That's where it's me walking around going, take a look at this beautiful home. You feel like you've walked around the home. And as a seller, you're not bothered by the 20 people, you're bothered by the one that actually wants your house. We have people flying in today, actually, to see a house based on the walking tour video, because they feel like they've seen it. They're flying in from Florida. Well, Terry, thank you so much for today. Can you believe that's an hour gone by already?
No, I can't. Thank you.
It's amazing.
I'm excited to be a part of your team.
I am so excited to have you. Terry is a friend before she became a work colleague, same as Heather, actually. And we all know each other, and yeah, it's going to be a great run. You're going to love real estate. You're going to do very well, because I know what a big heart you have. And give us a call, guys, if you want to list or buy a house. 828-333-4483. 828-333-4483. It might go through. We get very busy on Saturdays and Sundays. It might go through to our answer service. We pick it up very fast, I promise. Thank you again, Terry. Absolutely loved having you on today. We look forward to helping you, and we'll see you on the radio next week.
Thank you.
This has been the Plain English Real Estate Show with Rowena Patton. Visit Rowena and post your questions at radioasheville.com or call her at 828-210-1648.
Stand by for the latest from around the world and right here at home from the Appletree Automotive Superstore Studios. This is WWNC Asheville, an iHeart radio station.